But moving on to our next segment of the day, we have the 2024 Paris Olympics. We got teams doing exhibition games. Of course, I've only been keeping up with Team USA, as rightfully so.
USA.
And there's a lot of different narratives and a lot of different stories you could talk about. It's a little bit old news now, but we haven't talked about it on the podcast. But Kawhi Leonard was, of course, as they put it, they decided to go a different direction or pivot away from Kawhi Leonard. Reports came out that the Clippers are actually upset that they made that decision. Turns out that it did not have anything to do with injury and stuff like that. So I believe it was just a matter of play style and fit. I don't think they thought it was great. They say that Kawhi just went there for the photo shoot in the jersey, which is crazy to me.
That's insane.
Front row seats.
But it got even crazier when they decided to replace him with good old Derek White, which is the topic of the day. Let's not get ahead of ourselves because we know where this conversation is going to lead. But first, let's just focus on Derek White himself. What do you think about that decision? Was it a good decision? Why was it a good decision? Was it a bad, and why was it a bad decision?
I like it because they have enough star power. That team is stacked with ball handlers, people that can make plays, create shots. At some point, you need somebody just like Drew Holiday that's just going to do the dirty work, that's going to defend, that's going to hit the shots. They're not going to need the ball in their hands, and I think they got that in him.
Quick question. I'm sorry, guys. I've been seeing this random white guy on this USA team. Who is that guy?
He's probably like from the select team.
Who is
He's probably
that
from the
guy?
select team. They do that every Olympics. They have players from the select team to fill in for any injured players or players who need a little bit more time to get back in the groove of things. Because most NBA players aren't going to accept to be like a filler player. You know what I mean? Like you're not going to hit up Paul George and say, "Hey, you want to fill in for Kevin Durant for a game or two?" Like if I'm Paul George, I'm slapping you across the face. Like the fuck, I'm Paul George. What the hell are you asking me? So they're gonna get random.
Dapping everybody up, and he's always in the camera shot. And I'm like, yo, who is this?
Langston Galloway is
He's on the
playing too.
select team.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
playing. He played yesterday
my bad.
or today, this morning. Yeah,
So
they just beat Serbia this afternoon, early
I
afternoon.
feel like we should talk about that later. We didn't put it down, but that is
Yeah, I have it all in my head to brainstorm through.
to give you my take on Kawhi, and then you can go ahead, Tyler. I think the Kawhi thing was bound to happen. I don't think he was healthy. I don't think Kawhi has been healthy these last 2 years, and I think they're really underplaying what's going on with Kawhi. I don't think he doesn't want to play basketball, and if he doesn't, that's weird to me. It's really weird. Like, why sign these contracts if you just know you're going to be hurt and not play? Obviously, for
Okay,
family.
wait a minute.
No. I'm not saying
Why sign a $50 million contract?
I get the obvious part. The more of the part is just like you're not helping the organization that wants to win now, and they're definitely not a win now organization anymore.
But it's not a choice, though. He's not choosing to wake up injured. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying like.
take a pay cut. You know you're injured.
Saying, like,
Jalen Brunson did it.
He did take a pay cut. He did take a pay cut.
Take a bigger one.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, man, this is less about him not being on the team and me more. I don't know if it's an injury thing or if he really is the Kawhi that it's kind of seeping out now. Kind of like, how would I say it? Like, make it about me. I want it to be about me. And I think people aren't reading into that enough. I think they're more reading into the fact that they dropped him or he left. To me, it's more like it's weird. Like, he fits in. I think he was a perfect player that fits in. I think he would have been the player that guarded Luka. I think he would have been the player that guarded the best defender on the court. I don't think for me on the offensive side, he's a good 3-point.
Yeah, but
I think he would have fit perfect.
to add to that, though, Kawhi is not a role player in the NBA. Kawhi is a superstar.
That's
Kawhi,
how he started.
Kawhi
Though,
is
was a role player. He
Yeah,
was a
that
role
was
player.
like, what, 12 years
Yeah,
ago?
but 3 and D. That's all he has to do is 3 and D, and maybe the original.
That's the thing that people don't understand, and this is why I believe the Derek White signing was a good signing, or
That's a real
not a signing,
3&D.
but you know what I mean, a good pickup, a good substitution, whatever you want to call it, because like. And it doesn't have to be Derek White. Let me clarify, because I know most people don't care for the idea of switching out. But a player who is more prone to fitting in, and Kawhi is not prone to that anymore.
No,
Kawhi is a him guy. You know what I mean? Like, I am the offense.
Yeah.
I am the system. You are going to play through me. And I feel like, and we're going to get into it on our list, but I think that's why Joel Embiid is struggling, because he's never had the opportunity to have to fit in.
Yeah.
That's why I think Anthony Davis is the rightful starter, because he's fit in. He's now with LeBron. He's had to take a back seat, whether it was optional or not. He's had to take a back seat to LeBron, or at least play that 1A, 1B situation with LeBron. You know what I mean?
And he's done that before already
Bam
with
is another.
Boogie. He's done that with Rondo. So
Yeah, exactly.
He's fit. Kentucky itself.
But that's why
Exactly.
Kawhi is not working out because.
But that's why he's not working out anywhere. That's my take on this.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't say.
That's me.
I'll
That's
tackle
me.
both sides of this. From the Olympic side of it, I think he doesn't fit in. I think he doesn't fit in because of the fact that he is a him guy, and the guys who are doing well are guys who have already gotten the opportunity to understand what it takes to fit in. You know, Jason Tatum's doing well because he's had to fit in with Jaylen Brown, whether he wants to or not. He's had to do it. Drew Holiday. I'm not going to say anything further. He's been fitting in his whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stephen Curry knows what it's like to fit in. When Kevin Durant came, he fit into that. You know what I mean? Everybody here, and I can go down the list of everybody.
Sacrificing is not a big deal for those players, but
it is for Embiid and Kawhi. That's why they struggled to fit in, and I think it's true that Kawhi was taken out because he wasn't the right fit. I don't think it was injury.
That's
now, I
crazy
can't confirm it, but I
Kawhi.
think that's what it was.
It's crazy to cut Kawhi over not fitting in. Like
the Olympics it's a battle, man. Like you're going up against the greatest players in the league.
Healthy.
Could you imagine losing in the Olympics with this roster? Could you imagine
what would happen? Kawhi or Derek White? That's not the defining factor.
But I'm saying, what if Kawhi was the reason that they lost one game? I'm not saying it's gonna happen. Could you imagine how much these players are going to get trashed
it's gotta
for
be more
losing?
Than Kawhi being the reason they lose, because that seems fucking freaking stacked. But more so on the sense of like when it comes to him, and this is I'm gonna double down on it. I just feel like I think it was a pride thing more than anything. If we're gonna make it about him, I think it was a pride thing. I think he looked there and he was like, "Damn, I really am like the fifth best player at my position." If you think about it, you got Jason Tatum, you got Braun, you got KD, you got other players at the wing that are kind of. I would say Bam's better than him right now.
No.
I would say AD's better than him. I would say AD's better than him. I think he is.
No.
I think
Availability matters.
Yeah, availability matters, and he's also
when I'm arguing who's better than the other, I'm thinking both healthy. Who's the better player?
Well, we haven't seen him
But
healthy.
unfortunately, Kawhi's not healthy.
But when they are healthy, I'm not saying if they were healthy. I'm saying when they are healthy, who's the better player? And Kawhi is the better player.
The best availability.
Best ability is availability.
That's I always mess those up. That's going to be my thing.
Personally think I don't know why people don't think about this. I think that the Clippers organization is lying. I think that Kawhi is injured, and they want to make sure that their season ticket holders still buy their tickets. That people still buy their tickets for once the brand new arena opens.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of money to get this. I think Kawhi is going to play less than 60 games next season, and he's going to start the season off injured. Bro, he has a degenerative knee issue.
That's the same problem that Brandon Roy had.
Yeah.
And we saw what happened with Brandon Roy. After we found out what happened, he had to look another good 2 years and he had to go. And I don't think that heals. I think that it's something that just over time it's going to mess up, whether with age or wear and tear. So I don't know. It's not looking good for Clipper Nation. Not just the.
Yeah, I think the Clippers are on a downhill battle now at this point. But
when have they never not been?
No, they have.
They went to the conference finals.
Yeah, they've had the opportunity. It just never works out for the Clippers. Just like the Browns. The Clippers are the NBA Browns. Or the NBA Jets.
Or the NBA White Sox, because the White Sox suck.
There we go. They're the best jerseys.
That was sideways quick,
I
but
love their jerseys.
overall, I do think they made the right decision in going for a player like Derek White. It doesn't have to be Derek White specifically, so that's not what I'm trying to say, people. But I think going for a player like Derek White makes more sense because at the end of the day, and this is what I'll finish off with, the player who they replace him with is just going to play Derek White minutes. Is a star player actually going to show their star caliber ability playing 8 minutes in an Olympic game?
Does he have a gold medal already?
He's used to.
I'm not even sure. Possibly, I'm not even sure.